Hi, this is going to be another sound design tutorial in Bitwig. I just finished up making a video showing how to build a glitch stutter effect sequencer in the grid, and I figured I'd switch gears and show something a lot simpler and easier to do. I was going to continue making some videos showing how to put together the patches from the video I uploaded a few days ago, but those patches all kind of take a long time to put together and can be a bit complex. I'm going to continue making those videos, but I wanted to switch gears and just show something that's really quick and simple to put together. Kind of geared at people who maybe have never used the grid before and, don't really want to go down a rabbit hole of lots and lots of cables and, spending lots of time with it and just want to kind of have quick, fun results. So I just want to show how kind of quick and easy it can be to get cool results using it. So this is an ambient patch that I just threw together last night. I'll let you have a listen to what it sounds like. So yeah, you get the point. That'll just keep going on randomly for as long as you leave it playing. So that was put together with a sample. Well, the sample that's in here is just me rubbing on a balloon. I'll play you the sample. It's this, and the main kind of thing to give it that sort of chord resonator type sound is running it into this comb filter with the key tracking on. So that makes it kind of sound a little bit like Carpless Strong synthesis, which if anybody's not familiar with that, it's basically tuned delays. So it's like, when you turn a delay rate really low, it sounds like pitches. So Carpless Strong basically tunes those short delays to the note that you feed into it. So this comb filter with key tracking on is kind of a similar effect. And since the grid is polyphonic, you can feed chords into it, and doing multiple of them kind of sounds a bit like a chord resonator. I was kind of trying to get this to sound a little bit similar to some reactor patches I used to like to use a lot. Several years ago, I was making a bunch of ambient music that I never ended up putting out, but that was all using. Well, it wasn't all using it, but I was enjoying using a lot of metaphysical function and travelizer and resochord, and those kind of reactor patches that use chord resonators. And those patches are way more kind of complex. You can do a whole lot more with them. They're super cool. But this is a kind of a very slimmed down version of a similar type of effect of kind of granular movement going into a chord resonator. And the sampler isn't even running in granular mode. It's not. In textures. It's on repitch, so it's running basically in tape mode. But it kind of has a similar sound to granulators because of the way that the playheads are sort of scrubbing randomly through the sample. So if you look over here, you can see I don't even have voice stacking or anything like that on, but since I'm playing chords into it, each of the notes of the chord has its own playhead on the sampler, and so I have a randomizer going to the speed of those playheads, and it goes sometimes into the negative so that they go backwards here and there. So that's what kind of gives it that random scrubbing sound. And then I have another randomizer going into the resonance on the comb filter, and that's kind of a subtle effect, but it adds a little more movement kind of. And then the last one is pan, and like I was saying before, since all of these are per voice, that adds random panning to the individual voices of the chord. And one thing when you're using these modulators is to make sure you know what modes you're running, if you're in poly or or if you're not in poly, and then if you're in free, note, sync. So all of these are going to change how these work, if they work per voice or not, and then if it so like I have these on sync over here because I want every time I hit the chord, I want the playheads to start at the beginning so that I get that kind of initial chord sound, because all the playheads are stacked on top of each other at that initial kind of transient on the balloon sound. And then the only other thing, this part I just added a second ago. It's not even really that necessary, but it's just an attack on the modulation to the speed that just kind of helps keep the playheads closer to that initial transient for slightly longer, just to accentuate the chord. And that's basically it. So, like, yeah, you can see this kind of patch you can put together in a couple minutes pretty much, and you don't even really need the grid to do this kind of thing, but you can see kind of how quick and easy it is to do it in the grid, and it sounds pretty good. And then the only thing I have after that is I have a little bit of soothe, and then some reverb from Valhalla Supermassive, and I have a little bit of modulation on the delay warp, and let's see what else, and the density. And you don't even really need that stuff on there. Like before I put Supermassive on it, I was using M Turbo reverb, so no movement. You can see it still had a kind of a big lush sound to it. Let you hear what that sounds like. Oops, that's the balloon. Where's the actual sound? Here it is. Actually, some of those high ones ring. Earlier I was using lower chords at these ones. But yeah, I think I like how the Supermassive sounded a little better on it. You can see, yeah, I had a few different versions of the chords going in here. So anyway, you get the point. That's, yeah, simple patch you can put together for ambient sounds. And I'm going to go into some more videos showing some other things you can do with the sampler. Been getting all sorts of different kind of sounds with the sampler. I've been making a bunch of different ambient patches, usually in the in textures mode. But yeah, I'll follow up some other things you can do with the sampler. And yeah, hope people enjoy making stuff like this. And thanks for watching. Bye.